So, the CIA doesn't exist to protect democracy or even protect America. The CIA is, and always has been, nothing more than the attack dog of corporate capitalism. In fact, not only does the CIA not care about democracy, it has, on many occasions, destroyed democracies, such as the democracies of Iran in 1953, Guatemala in 1954, and Chile in 1973, among many others. The CIA will even destroy friendly democracies if they don't fully align with US corporate interests, such as they did in Australia in 1975. But the CIA's job of being the attack dog of capitalism isn't reserved for just international countries. The attack dog has been unleashed even on the US itself, on multiple occasions. Between 1956 and 1971, the FBI and the CIA created the Counterintelligence Program, aka COINTELPRO. This program worked to identify any American citizens that were organizing around left-wing or anti-capitalist ideas, and then systematically infiltrated, disrupted, defamed, and eventually just straight up murdered the leaders of these groups, which included pretty much all of the civil rights groups, the Black Power movements, student organizations, anti-war activists, socialist organizations and communes, and even workers' unions. This program of mass surveillance, infiltration, psychological warfare, and violence would ultimately destroy any organized leftist opposition in America and would lead directly to the political climate of today, where the only acceptable political alignment is the hard right under the Democrats or the extreme right under the Republicans. Any organized political leanings left of those acceptable hyper-capitalist positions are, even to this day, swiftly infiltrated and destroyed. And because of the success of COINTELPRO, and because the CIA never faced any consequences for the violence it unleashed against US citizens, the CIA became more emboldened and would go on to assassinate almost every single revolutionary leader in US history, including Malcolm X, Martin Luther King Jr., Medgar Evers, Fred Hampton, Mark Clark, and of course Huey P. Newton, among many others. In 1985, Philadelphia police working with the CIA will literally bomb an entire city block when they ordered a literal airstrike on the house of MOVE, an anti-capitalist black liberation group. The ensuing explosion destroyed 61 houses and killed 11 people, including 5 children. This attack is possibly the clearest example ever that the CIA sees itself in a forever war to protect capitalism, as even American citizens who oppose capitalism will find themselves in a war zone, something I am sure current-day Americans can appreciate seeing tanks and soldiers in their streets now. Also in the mid-1980s, the CIA began working with cocaine traffickers to flood American and especially black neighborhoods with cheap crack cocaine. The CIA then used that money to fund right-wing militias in Nicaragua to help overthrow the socialist Sandinista government. This was the CIA killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Flooding black communities of cheap, highly addictive drugs devastated those communities and plagued them with gang violence, effectively neutralizing their ability to organize politically and communally. It would also allow the CIA to orchestrate the war on drugs, which saw new draconian drug laws come into place that would see entire generations of black people have their lives stolen by massive prison sentences for non-violent crimes. But wait a minute, what does that have to do with capitalism? Well, at the same time the harsh drug laws came into power, so did the 13th Amendment, that allowed the privatization of the prison system and the legalization of prison labor. So all of those people now locked up on frivolous charges would become literal slaves and generate massive profits for the companies owning those private prisons. And that is why the US now has the biggest prison population in human history. There are more people in US prisons right now than the entire population of Australia. But what is really crazy about the CIA is that none of this is a conspiracy theory. All of it, literally all of it, is freely admitted by the CIA itself. COINTELPRO, MKUltra, which I didn't even get to, Operation Chaos, HT Lingle, the MOVE bombings, all of it the CIA proudly admits to. So no, the CIA doesn't exist to protect democracy or even protect America. The CIA is and always has been nothing more than the attack dog of corporate capitalism. Anyway, if you want to hear the long version of this story, check out the latest episode of the Trip Loy podcast, and hopefully this has given you something to think about.